Hi, I'm Bill Ritchie. I'm going to test Mini Halfwood Press number 66 in this videotape. I'm in my workshop in Seattle. Number 66 is going to California. The first thing I do when I test a press, get set up for printing, is to adjust the pressure. Most Mini Halfwoods come with a polycarbonate, lightweight plastic bed, and this owner wanted brass specifically. You use felt blankets on intaglio presses. It's important to keep the upper roller level with the bottom roller, so turn the pressure screws clockwise all the way down and then back them off. It takes about 10 half turns to get enough room for the blankets to go underneath. Once they're underneath, tighten it back down to just about as tight as you can get it. If you want to check the level, there are roller rulers on the sides. Now it's all set. I use a hot plate. I made it out of an iron, put it in a box. The hot plate gets hot. I'm ready to start applying the ink. I'm just using a little chip of mat board. Now I'm going to warm the ink. It makes it easier to wipe with the tarlatan. Tarlatan is just a kind of starched cheesecloth. I like to start out with just kind of a dabbing motion. Then I transfer it to this little board I call a sticky pad. After the tarlatan wipe has brought the image up, I start with the paper wipe. When the paper wipe is done, I use my hand for the hand wipe. Hand has to be dry. I use some baby powder to keep my hand dry. The motion is kind of a fast, sweeping motion, just barely touching the surface of the plate. The hand wipe gives you the most contrast. Before you print, it's a good idea to clean the edges. I soak some paper ahead of time, actually for about an hour. The paper is called Arches Cover. I have some little blotters I use to blot off the excess water. You don't want the surface to be glistening wet, just damp and soft. Okay, now I'm going to turn and go back. That completes the printing of the first proof. I use what's called a moment number instead of edition numbers. I put down the year, the month, the day, and the time, the moment it was printed. This is a unique thing about each print that I make. This is the first of 2 trial proofs when I make my tests. Then I start all over. Apply another inking. wiping with the tarlatan. Finish with the paper wipe. Off with the glove. Do the hand wipe. Sometimes you get a little ink on the bed from the printing. It's a good idea to wipe that off. There's trial proof number 2. Put them side by side. Number 2 is on the right side. Got a little bit of the black ink from the dirty tarlatan. Now I sign one over to the owner, Richard, and the other one I keep for myself. Richard's, I'll put a little protective piece of paper on it called glassine, and then I'll put it in a little bag, and it'll go in the box with all the other things that the owner gets with the Mini Halfwood press. A little book that's sort of like a birth certificate, gives us specifics about this particular press. The blankets, brand new felt blankets. A test plate, brand new copper test plate, 22 gauge, with a little book explaining about copper plates. Stamps. An Allen wrench. The Allen wrench is for making sure that the set screws on the hub of the driving wheel are always tight. They shouldn't ever loosen up, but you never know. It's a good idea to check. Be sure that you don't wear down the edges of the Allen wrench. There are 2 set screws on the hub of the driving wheel. There's the owner's manual. And the test plate you just saw used. It's been laminated now into a card that explains artist trading cards and the purpose of this test plate. What you don't see in this box is the DVD of the test, the DVD you might be looking at right now. In this instance, I'll be sending the DVD ahead of time. Oh yes, the certificate of authenticity. That's it for this test of number 66 of the Mini Halfwood Press. I'm Bill Ritchie. Thanks for watching and listening.